A proposed law in Tennessee would remove the cap on classroom size. Dallas Payton has that story.
If passed, school districts in Tennessee would be able to increase student-teacher ratios inside of their schools. Senator John Lundberg of Bristol, Tennessee, introduced Senate Bill 197 earlier this week. Jill Whites, the Director of Communications for Unify Ed, an organization that advocates for public education, believes she has an idea of why Senator Lundberg proposed the law.
We know that there's a teacher shortage that is happening not just in Hamilton County, not just in Tennessee, but nationally. So I'm assuming that that is the way that this bill came about.
Under the current legislation, the maximum class sizes are 25 for kindergarten through 3rd grade, 30 for 4th through 6th grade, and 35 for 7th grade and up. In Hamilton County, the student-to-teacher ratio is 18-1. White says allowing more students than what's under the current law is going to increase disruption in classrooms.
I think it's going to make it harder for teachers to accomplish what they set out for. And I'm not an educator, but I can't imagine as a teacher feeling supported with legislation like this.
She believes it will also limit how well teachers will be able to educate students.
Imagine that you are a science teacher and you come in and you have a lab set up in mind. You know that you can do it and make it work with 20 students. And you have 20 stations in your lab, but suddenly you have 30 students, you have 35 students. It makes it more difficult to accomplish some of these lesson plans and this hands-on and participatory learning that you want to do.
White says school districts should be able to decide on their classroom sizes, but there needs to be a cap. She mentioned that she read where Lundberg would work to repeal the law if it passed and became an issue.
Let's not put legislation into place that is going to have the opportunity for that. Let's go ahead and have legislation that from the start is setting everyone up for success, that doesn't allow for that room for error.
For Local 3 News, I'm Dallas Payton.
Now, the bill has been introduced, but there are still several steps before it becomes law. It has to be considered by a committee, go through 2 readings in the House and Senate, and then be signed by the governor.